Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a fun book recommendation video for non-romance reads. I have this lovely stack of books that I pulled from my bookshelf. Now, to preface this video, I love romance. I love romance books. I will always have that as my favorite genre, and even though I'm doing this video, it's fully because I feel like a lot of romance girls get into this mood where they love romance, they're always reading romance, and then they just want like a little break and they want to read something a little bit different. So we have like romantasy and thrillers, but we don't really know the direction on where to find like some good non-romance books that don't have any romance ties. So this is my video for all those romance girlies, or just anyone who doesn't like romance and want to find other books in other genres. I have this full stack of books for you that are full of amazing reads. Varies in length, so if you want shorter stories, I have some in here. I have some larger books as well, and they are all non-romance, all different genres. The first two books I'm going to show are a little bit more spiritual, kind of self-help like. The first one is The Little Book of Light. This book is little, just like the title suggests, and it is just lovely. I recommend this book to a lot of my friends that might be going through like a hard patch in life or just want some additional support. I read this book for the first time when I was 16, and I've reread it so many times throughout my life. I just think it's such an amazing read. I usually reread it like every year just as like a refresher, but it's essentially just 111 little notes of positivity, outlook, and just support. So it's really nice to read just as a reminder, and then if you do feel like you're in a tough point in your life, it is a good read to pick up for that as well. The next book is The Serviceberry. I just think it's so beautiful. Facts is all flourishing is mutual, which really summarizes this book beautifully, and it's basically talking about into nature and what it will give back to you. It is, again, a shorter read, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It has these beautiful edges that I just love when books have. The next book that I have is The Midnight Library. This is one of the books that really got me even more into reading, and it follows Nora, and she gets into the Midnight Library, which is like a magic library that you're able to look at a book, and each book has an alternative life path. So you would make a certain choice in this book, and this is how your life would turn out. And it's just such a good reflection on the world. I read this book a couple years ago, and I just still recommend it to so many people. It's of course super popular, but it's one of the books that it's popular for a reason. It really is just so fantastic. So definitely read it if you haven't got this one yet. The next one is The Mad Wife. I love this book. I read it late last year, and it is just one of those reads that I'll always think about. I really love this type of like historical fiction, mad woman type of book. This book follows a housewife, Lulu, is the perfect 1950s housewife. Just has her second child, and she is going through this period of really trying to work with motherhood and trying to be the best wife and the best mother, and all these expectations that you have even nowadays, but especially back in the 1950s, and mental health of mothers and of women. It does a really good job showing the experience of that, and also draws you in with this really interesting story. Lulu gets a new neighbor, and she sees this neighbor, and her neighbor's just perfect, so to say, but she's kind of seeing through it. So it's the journey of her trying to navigate this neighbor and navigate herself, and just so much unravels in it. It really draws you in. I read this book within like 24 hours because I was just really drawn to it. The next book is another historical fiction, The Berry Pickers. This follows a family who's working on the berry farms in Maine, and something's going on with their family. Stuff kind of unravels. Follows a girl and her navigating and kind of unraveling her family and their culture. Really so fascinating. I read this for a book club, and it was one of the books that I've like always looked at. It has also those pages that I love. It was beautiful and I just like never picked it up, and then my book club was doing it and I picked it up and I'm so happy that I did. At the second to the last book here, we have Wayward. I love this book. I'll always recommend it. It follows 3 generations of women across many decades. Really just a reflection on female resiliency. Every woman that we focus on, so there's Kate, and she is in the time zone of 2019, so she's like the modern day. And then 1619 Atha, also have 1942 Violet. So you get like such a broad time range and it's just so good. The last book I have is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. So it's like 1970s, it's a campground, a girl goes missing, and it's not the first time that someone just vanishes in this family. So we have a lot of that mystery, family unraveling, family secrets. Very interesting. I hope you all found this video helpful and maybe you have a couple books added to your TBR here. I thank you so much for being here and I hope you have a wonderful day.